Now, greetings to all, and I hope you all are having an amazing SLO field day. So it's SLOconf, right? So can someone tell me what's SLO? Don't be shy.
JP, you might have to help here. Nobody will volunteer.
Well, like it's service level objective, right? Now that's essentially an agreement within an SLA about a specific metric, like an uptime or a response time, right? And essentially, in layman's term, these are service level objectives and it represents the performance or the health of a service. Now, the rule of thumb for setting an SLO is to find the point where the customer is happy with the availability and the reliability of the service. We all are in services industry, and at the end of the day, what we don't want to have is a grumpy customer. Otherwise, we need our customers to be happy, and we all are customer obsessed. But at the same time, we all are asked to do more with less. So here comes the importance of observability, right? And being intentional about what you monitor has a bigger influence on the reliability of your service, which leads into the overall customer satisfaction. My name is Arun Chandapillai, and I'm a senior architect with AWS ProServe. Today, I'll walk you through how to get in-depth visibility into the cost of your AWS services, and in particular, AWS observability services, both native as well as open source or OSS. Now, regarding observability, right? When you start moving your workloads to cloud, out of the several questions that you ask, two most important questions are the lights on and how much those lights are costing you? Now, let's dive deep into some of the aspects of how to find out those lights and how to find out how much those lights are costing you. Now, inaccurate forecasting, bad architecting, lack of proper decommissioning of the resources that you don't need, right? And lack of visibility into the cost in general. And these are the top reasons our customers say about the causes of high spend on the cloud. Now, AWS has built a series of in depth, customizable dashboards which provide a very comprehensive cost and usage report for all of you. And these are easy to use, secure in nature, they are in depth, as I said, they are serverless, essentially no agents required, and they are cost efficient. So, what are these dashboards anyway, right? And these dashboards, I would say, drive a cost aware culture, visualize cost and usage across multiple accounts and multiple regions. It would allow you to track the trends that are most important for your customer. It will allow you to get an alert on a daily or a weekly basis, and you could get alerted on your anomalies like cost anomalies or usage anomalies. And and the dashboards are pretty awesome, and I'll hope to have a demo today, a quick demo to walk you through some of those. Now, the dashboards per se, right? There are mainly three dashboards I want to introduce to you all today. The first one, we call it cloud, or rather cost intelligence dashboard. This is great for finance and executives. You would be able to track your unit cost and past savings, so on and so forth. The other, we call it cost and usage dashboard. It's great for DevOps and IT managers, allow you to drill down into specific resources, cost and usage. And the third one is KPI dashboards, right? Great for the whole team, irrespective of wherever you come from. Track the cost optimization KPIs across teams, forecasting, and so on and so forth. And these are the personas that we think each of these dashboards would align to. Some of them might be appealing to the executives, whereas some of them might be appealing to the engineering as well as the operations team. Now, our customers, right? Some of our customers ask for more. As I said, right? We are asked to do more with less. And they ask more than these canned dashboards. They want to get an in-depth cost and usage view of their observability services. And do you know why? This is something that I wanted to put here. So if you check this YouTube video where my friend Imaya, again, this was released as part of SLO 2023, he talks about the do everything mode or the panic mode, also known as FOMO or FOMO, the fear of missing out. So essentially, you will collect all the metrics, alert on everything, and would dashboard on everything. And this leads to overutilization of your resources and higher observability cost. So instead of FOMO, if you concentrate on SLO driven monitoring, it would enable you to have a higher monitoring signals versus noise ratio. And in order to achieve that, you would use, AWS monitoring tools, the native as well as OSs, but we need to have a cost aware culture of our observability tools as well. Because if you are not focusing on the cost of how much CloudWatch is costing you or how much Grafana is costing you, very soon you would have this dreaded scenario of death by a thousand cuts. Now, I'll show you some of these dashboards as we go along in this presentation. Now, I want to take a quick segue and introduce you to yet another topic, which is quite often asked by our customers along the lines of cost. The question that we hear most often is, how do you establish a good chargeback model within our enterprise? So consider you're a big enterprise. Now you are having a centralized observability account. I'm talking specifically on AWS terms here. So you have a centralized monitoring account and you monitor hundreds of accounts and thousands of accounts, and you have, say, about 50 business units. How do you charge back? Now, in order for you to have a good chargeback model, you would obviously need to know how you spend and where you spend. AWS gives you few options to establish a good chargeback model. One of them is called AWS Billing Conductor. It enables you to create custom pricing plans and assign the pricing plans to a billing group and monitor the total cost of usage. There are a couple of other ways also to do. You can do a custom chargeback model. Again, you identify the total cost and then you would choose the chargeback model, and then you would do something called an equitable logic, where you will distribute cost evenly among all the usage accounts, or you would do a proportional logic where you would find the percentage of usage multiplied by the total cost and then chargeback cost per usage account. There's a good blog written around it. A good colleague of ours will share that with you if you're interested. But these are some of those chargeback strategy that you might want to consider if you are a big customer and if you are doing that. Now, the architecture. Now, how do we build all of these dashboards? At a very high level, the architecture looks like this. On to your left, what you're seeing here is called AWS Cost and Usage Report. So the source of truth is AWS Cost and Usage Report, also known as CUR or CUR report. Once you have the cost and usage report enabled, it takes about 24 hours, but after that, it's a daily dump into an S3 bucket. You could do an hourly. There are a couple of ways to do that. But then you would do a glue crawler and so on and so forth. But then you can use Amazon QuickSight to build the data on top of your cost and usage report. Again, all of this is serverless and you're paying not a lot of money to build all of this. And then you can have your personas access those dashboards, and you can have fine-grained access control on who accesses what. There is another architecture using Amazon Managed Grafana, which is one of those observability products built on the frugality principle. Grafana, as such, is one of those services that would cost so little for the customers that we believe that's the holy grail for a single pane of glass visibility in your enterprise. And the ability to visualize cost and usage report using Grafana is just one piece of the big set of data sources that Grafana can visualize. Again, using fine-grained access control, you can use your personas to access your dashboards. And now I think it's demo time. Before I switch, any questions?
Thank you, Arun. Thank you so much. I think it's a great. I assume we are going to have some of the demo to understand how it looks like when it's analytics, so you can already read it easily with a visualization, right?
Absolutely, totally.
Nice.
So
Thank you.
the first dashboard I was talking about is called the Cloud Intelligence Dashboard, right? So this is a dashboard that would allow you to get your previous month invoice, the invoice spend, the invoice forecast, so on and so forth. As you can see, the personas might be different. As this might be more of a finance dashboard. there is this other dashboard which is much more granular in details, right? Where you can go after a particular account and so on and so forth. And all of this can be deployed using CDK, and there's a prescribed way to do that. As I said, these dashboards at a high level gives you that 1,000-foot view into where you are spending, how we are spending, so on and so forth. But as I was telling, some of our customers ask for more. And if they are asking, then obviously we have to provide because there is a business reason for it. Now, so today, just because we are talking about observability, I wanted to showcase you some of those observability cost dashboards that we have built. So in this dashboard, if you are looking, you can go after a particular account. And this is a sample subset of the data. That's why I don't have a lot of accounts. But you could select a particular account and go and check and see how much it's costing me. Now, because monitoring is the topic, I want to just introduce you to some of those CloudWatch API operations that pretty much all customers use, like a get metric data. Or if you are exporting your data to any third-party solutions, any FinOps or any third-party solutions from CloudWatch, you most certainly would be using get metric data. And very soon, you will spend a lot of money on that. Now, you could use this visualization to just go after that particular metric, right? Get metric data, and see how much money you are spending on get metric data and from which accounts it is being spent. That's pretty cool because now you know which accounts are being pulled, and also you might be able to tell who is pulling it looking at your CloudTrail logs, right? And these dashboards are pretty straightforward. We have made it available for all of you to consume, and you can go after a particular usage type, a particular year, a month, so on and so forth. And and yeah, you could see monthly cost stage. And these dashboards, the way that we develop it, if you click on a particular subset of the data, the entire visuals basically focuses or filters into that particular. So here I've selected metric storage, which is also a high-end cost in the case of CloudWatch if you are not using a proper retention model within your CloudWatch, right? And yeah, so that's a dashboard. And pretty much all of these dashboards, and my friends Munish and Ilav, they were talking about Prometheus, right? Or Grafana. All of these dashboards would allow you to dive deep into each of these observability products and identify which accounts, which region, so on and so forth, and again, which service is consuming it, so on and so forth. The information that we have talked about today, you should be able to get all of that in where in this AWS Observability Best Practices Guide. This is a collective guide managed by a bunch of well-wishers on the AWS side. This is a best effort, not supported directly by AWS support, but there are some, I would say people like, Imaya, Ila, Unesh, and like folks like me support this. But if you come here, you will find a lot of opinionated best practices, guides on observability, so on and so forth. And the cost, the thing that I was talking about, you could find it visualizing cost and all the details on how to get to the code, so on and so forth. And this explains to you some additional, the Athena query, or rather the Athena query that is used to build these dashboards. As I said, you could build these dashboards both in QuickSight as well as in Grafana. So in Prometheus, we have given you a dashboard, a sample dashboard on how you would build in Grafana, and then there is a JSON template of that given here. So it's a big topic. It will take more than an hour to walk through all of this. But I just wanted to quickly give you the possibility of building amazing visuals right around cost and right around your observability, all based on intentionally monitoring what you want to monitor and not through the fear of losing your visibility. I'll take a pause for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Arun. It's extremely helpful. I might have to talk to my partners as like if they need to, they should integrate some of that, because I think people don't think about the cost when they build observability solution. They think about how to achieve it quickly, but not how to monitor the observability solution they build itself. It's extremely helpful, and I think it's going to be like probably like not like the first topic which come to the mind when we like implement it, but definitely like from the compliance and the governance perspective, it's a definitely think. I'll leave it to like as a questions to like our auditory. If you have it, you're welcome to post it into the chat or just come up like and just speak, use microphone. Um, yeah, otherwise, would be great to hear is like what you're using currently, open source or specific AWS services, and how you mitigate, how you approach basically SLO for the cost. Do you have it? Do you have it as already set, or you're still thinking about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Aaron, what is your experience with the customers as like when in a journey they basically start asking the question and start like basically putting a SLO for the cost and like monitoring the cost? Is it like something they think about in during design, or it's something which come up later in the journey?
Oh, it's definitely not during design. That's a problem, right? Everyone starts right. Hey, we need everything because of the fear of missing out. And
Hmm.
when the cost trickles in, and when they see all this cost, then they start thinking about how do I be cost efficient in what we do. Ideally, it should be design first and then deploy, but that's not what we are seeing, out in the you know in the market, unfortunately.
Great. And do we have any interesting links or like guides, prescribed guides published that we can help like and distribute? So like we make it easy to think on design stage because it's a kind of quick start or like cloud formation implementation with some best practices for how long to keep data, how to configure the clusters properly, and so on to store the data optimally for the SLO, like specifically, like depends on like how long, for example, the data need to be accessed.
Right. So I don't have specifically on the SLO, but take a look at this observability best practices guide. And if you go to that, and I've shared it in the chime chat, and if you actually go through that guides, it has some opinionated solutions for pretty much all of the all of those use cases out there. Be it is compute on the EC2 or compute on the ECS or the EKS clusters, or databases per se,
Mhm.
Aurora or RDS. It covers pretty much all of that. So take a look at it, and it might help the customer to begin their journey on the observability slash cost. And Maya, please add if I missed anything, if you're still online.
And I'm on. I think you covered everything. You're good.
All right, sweet.
Nice. Thank